Doing well, and yeah, for me it's been a pretty busy week. Been trading a lot, been working on BrickX, and I just wanted to give you guys a quick update. So here we are. I'm gonna keep it short today, considering we already covered like most of the macro stuff for Bitcoin last time. I want to start off with Ripple. Reason being, Ripple is in a really good position right now. I've been excited for it for the last couple of weeks, and I do believe we are on the verge of a big breakout here. Now, let me explain why. Over the past, let's say, 2 years, let us measure this actually. We've been in a giant descending wedge. Descending wedges are generally considered to be bullish patterns. And there we go. And if I just change it to log scale for a second, please excuse me. There we go. You can see that we had a breakout. I see this as a test. Obviously, before big breakouts, this often happens. It just gets out of the wedge, gets back inside, liquidates everyone who took long positions here, and then it continues to move up. I wouldn't really call this a retest, considering we went back inside of the wedge. But we did form a nice inverse head and shoulders pattern here, which we coincidentally are about to complete, in my opinion. And if this happens, it could take us all the way up to $0.5, so that would be 50 cents. Now, obviously, this is not a short-term position. This position, like in my mind, is going to take 2 or 3 months to complete. So pretty much at the end of this year, I do believe we will see the end of the rally, considering that 9 out of 10 times so far, we've had an end-of-year rally. This is my position for Ripple. Now, let us take it to a shorter time frame, 1 hour. There we go. Just going to clear all this mess here. Now, on the 1 hour chart, you can see that we pretty much hit resistance turn support at this point. And I believe that we are now creating some accumulation, some bottom forming before we can move up. Now, my first target for this, let's see, would be the 0.618, as it so often is. And that is currently sitting on 28.7 cents, 28.8 cents. So if you're a short-term scalper, if you like short-term trading, this trade could be more for you. I believe this should take about a week to finish, not much longer. And that would be it for Ripple. So target 1, 28 cents. Obviously, this is a short-term target. Target 2, long-term macro view would be 50 or 51 cents. I'd say 50 cents would be better. I always try to sit a little bit below whole numbers like 10 cents, 20 cents, 30 cents, and set my sell orders there just to avoid getting lost in too many sell stacks. Now, next, Bitcoin. We do not have a big update for Bitcoin today. Not much changed. Let me see. Currently still residing in this big resistance area right over here that I posted on Twitter. By the way, if you do not follow me, make sure to go to Twitter, follow twitter.com/daytradejeffrey, or just type daytradejeffrey in the search box. And you will see all of my positions that I've got going on and some market reviews from time to time. I try to be as active as I can there. Obviously, I can't always be there, but I try. Now, Bitcoin is still recovering from this pretty hefty pump that we had. We went up about 9% in just a mere 2 days. So obviously this was quite a hefty pump, which pushed us back into this big accumulation distribution channel, as I like to call it. This area here is basically where the price wants to distribute and accumulate. However, as we are coming closer and closer to the distribution accumulation area, you can see that the dumps are getting less and less intense, which really indicates me that we are getting at an end of this. So as soon as we manage to break through this area, and I know it's a big area, but support and resistance isn't a line as most people think. It's always an area. As soon as we get through that, we can, start looking at targets like 20K, 30. I believe the first one was 35.5 grand. Let us be a little bit more precise here. First target, which is the 1618. Yes, it's 30 grand. Second target after breakout would be about 45,000 USD. Obviously, this is going to take a while. I'm not saying this is going to happen today or tomorrow or even this year, but we will get there. That is one thing I am very, very sure about. Now, for me personally, I'm not really into trading all this swinging. I'm not really into swing trading, so I'm just not taking any position here. Obviously, I've got my long-term positions that are staying. Absolutely, I'm not selling my longs. They will remain for a very, very long time. Now, other than that, let us see what the total market cap has done ever since our last stream. Not much, I see. For your information, this is the total market cap of all coins, excluding Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is not included. Obviously, all the other coins are. Now, we've got a lot of chop here, and we've been going sideways for a bit. Does that mean that we cannot trade alts? As I've said last time, it doesn't. A lot of market cap is flowing from some older, larger alts into, the new stuff on Uniswap. Like RMPL has been doing really well lately, and I got into it a couple days ago, still holding on. Today we made a good gain again, about 40%. So what I'm looking for here is for smaller coins that have a lot of potential, but that can eat away at the market cap of like ADA, Ripple, Ethereum. That being said, if we go to the total market cap, including Bitcoin, I do believe that to grow over time as well. Although this it's really going to depend on Bitcoin's price action. Because if Bitcoin is going to be in accumulation for another 2-3 months, obviously this will remain below the previous stop. But I have my high hopes up that somewhere at the end of this year, we should start to see an overall rally of the crypto market. And that is when, in my opinion, the real bull market begins. Now, one might also see this. Hold on a second. Out of log scale. Obviously, this area here is going to provide us with some real trouble. But once we pass it, we should be relatively safe. So for me, it's mostly long-term stacking right now. There's no real swinging, short-term margin trading going on, considering that there is no real big movements in the market as of today regarding the older, larger market cap coins. So for me, it's mostly micro caps with some long-term positions. Let me check the stream for a second, because I cannot see any comments. And I pretty much had the same problem last time. Okay, now it should work. There we go. Now, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm here, gonna be here for the next couple minutes. And after that, I do have a trading community. You can join it by checking the link in the YouTube description or on Twitter. It's also linked to my Twitter profile. Next, I want to cover ETH. A lot of fuss going on with ETH. I drew this chart a couple of days ago, and I do believe that we've been holding on to it very well. I said days, I should have said weeks. My opinion is mostly that we are going to just be lounging in this channel here that I've created Yes, this channel does work. I've got a lot of comments on Twitter like, oh yeah, this is not a channel, but I truly believe it is. And I believe we're just going to remain here for at least the next 3 weeks, maybe until the end of the year, or before Ethereum goes on to a new all-time high. You have to understand, most of the projects as of today are running on Ethereum. It's a massive, massive network. It's a massive economy. And this has not yet really been reflected in the price. We've got this big bubble here, which was pretty much based on nothing. But now that everybody and like every major project or most of the major projects on blockchain are using Ethereum as their chain of choice, I do believe that the real value will be, coming into Ethereum, and let's say at the end of the year, maybe a little bit sooner. And I believe that it will dwarf the previous bubble. If you want to basically have some reference material, hold on, excuse me. All right, I'm gonna have to switch my screen. There we go. You can pretty much look at Amazon. Amazon, when it started, it went through the same process as Ethereum, and same is true for Apple and any other tech company. There was a massive bubble. This is called the internet bubble in the years 2000. And the capital gain was insane. This was like 2,600% on the stock market within 2 years. Now, we went through kind of the same period where there was no real value in Ethereum yet. And of course, at some point, stock prices are going to reflect that. It's the same with Ethereum. It didn't have many projects running on it. It didn't have like the big economy that it does now. And now that it does, the real true value is going to come out at some point. Now, for the internet bubble, it took about 10 years for that to happen. I believe with crypto, especially in the economy we live in now, everything moves fast. Everything, innovation has never been faster. So I don't. This massive bubble. I believe this time period is long enough, has been long enough, so to say, to establish some real value and to get to the real capital gains soon. So that's it for Ethereum. Ripple looks really interesting. Don't take any trades of what I tell you. Do your own research. Make sure to do that. I always do. And apart from that, the market is really slow right now, so I'm not going to cover too much. But this is it. If you have any questions, make sure reach out to me on Twitter, reach out to me on Discord, and I will gladly answer them. I'm a little bit behind on my DMs, considering that I am also working in BrickX, so I've got about 80 DMs to go. But I will get there in approximately 1 or 2 days, and then I will be fully back in business. So thank you for watching, and I will see you